Hey guys, what's up? Might give me a 5 for 5 and we'll go ahead and get cracking here. It's going to be a really quick one, guys, okay? I'm going to be going over on Marfugal as soon as they go live tonight. They're going to call me and I'm going to call in. So yeah. So if I have to cut this a little short, this is why. I just got through doing a live stream over on the lifeboat, and that's why I would have already had this one done, but yeah, live stream today, I guess. And the only reason why I'm out here doing this now at this second is because things are changing, and they're changing in an aspect of what I've talked about before. They're changing in a way that things are getting more intense. Okay. You can definitely see this is different from what I showed you guys yesterday. So I hope you guys can appreciate that, and understand what's actually happening here. This is not grid down, okay? Let me say that first and foremost, all right? From what I can tell, there's nothing like that. Remember, guys, the grid didn't even go down when there wasn't much for grid back in 1859 with telegraph lines. But even then, stuff was still working. It just, they had issues, right? And that was an X39 flare. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind when you're talking about these kinds of things. And that's what I try to do here. I try to, keep it at that level. I don't want to underplay or overplay anything. And sometimes that's hard to do on these kinds of things. But you can definitely see, guys, look at these. I told you guys flares were just happening left and right. Now we've got M flares just out the booty here. You've got, this one here was an M5. This one here I think was an M1. So, and there were some M's back here I told you guys yesterday about, or last night. So, but this one sunspot's just continually flaring. It is, it's something we haven't seen yet this sun cycle. It's not something that we've never seen. Let me put that first and foremost out there. Okay, we've seen this stuff before, but this is something we haven't experienced in a long time. Okay, so let me just point this out. Geomagnetic activity, very low right now. If we stay this low and then we just get smacked real good right at the beginning, that could actually bump us up really quick. And it, sometimes that first initial jolt will give you some pretty good issues, right? And so what I'm talking about here, guys, Aurora photographers are going to love this. I promise you that. I'm loving it in the aspect that I'm going to be able to see those kinds of things. But just to let you guys know, and I want to say thanks to Rip. I don't know if Rip's here right now or not. He's probably over modding on Marfugal right now, or getting ready to. But he said, "Hey man, did you see they upgraded that geomagnetic storm to a G3? They're actually forecasting that now. They weren't doing that yesterday. It was a G2." So they've raised things up because things are changing. They're seeing different data come in, and they're starting to, be a little bit more aggressive with their forecasting now, because they can be. But as you can see here, guys, look, G1 should start. Oh gosh, we're probably looking at 3, 6, 9, probably 12 hours from now. They're saying that the first initial part of this is probably going to start impacting us. Yeah, it's 12 hours, because if you look here. But after that, we go into storm level, and we go up to G2, G3, then back down. Now, these things are not set in stone, just so everybody understands that. Okay? Please. Please understand that. These things are going to change, and they do. Now, when we watch them, because, this first initial forecast is important to pay attention to, because the timing of it. If this gets here a little sooner, that means things are moving faster, which typically means that it's a little bit more of an impact. Okay? If things are moving slower, sometimes they can be just that the data was off a little bit or whatever, but that can also mean that the density was bigger, or more, I should say. And that would also sometimes increase the chances of having something a little bit stronger. But you can see, it's been a while since we've actually seen them forecast a G3. And especially a long duration, like, storm here. And then we bump back out, and then we get hit again. Now, this is important to understand. This is not going to be a one-day event, okay? Once this starts, if things happen the way that it's being forecasted, this is going to last for multiple days, okay? You know, we probably won't go up into G3 and hang there for hours and hours and hours and hours, but we're going to stay at a higher level for a minute, you know, 3, 4, 5 hours probably. And again, the timing of it is really key. So we'll have to wait to see when that hits and when it first starts to. Now, we're not seeing anything yet. Now, you know, when I see this go from 0 to a KP of 2, that's not a big deal, okay? I know people are looking at that, well, that's a big jump. Well, it's not really that big of a jump because it happens all the time. But it did jump 2 numbers on the KP. If you look back here, they typically move like 1 number at a time. So we may be starting to see the beginnings of it, okay? And our magnetosphere will start to react before it even gets here. All right, it just the way that things are. Now here's that sunspot. That thing turned into just from nothing. There was nothing there, and it turned into this thing that it is now. And I'm not going to call it a monster because it's not monsterly big. It's just holding enough energy, and it's unstable enough that it will fire these flares. And that's what's happening. It's firing the flares. It's continually doing it. It's a non-stop flare fest right now. It really is. Plus, these coronal holes are going to play a part. It's going to send high-speed solar wind our way. So all that stuff at once. Now, you heard me say Cannibal CME. That's what I put in the title so everybody can see it. And I had it recorded, but spaceweather.com recorded it also. Here it is. Okay? And what this means, and let me zoom in. A Cannibal CME is nothing more than 2 CMEs that get fired really close to each other, and the one behind it catches up. They become 1 CME. The one behind it eats it, pretty much. So, but you can see that. That's what this is. NOAA's forecasting. NOAA's forecasting this. Right? You can see a little break right there. See the break? See how it's 2 separate CMEs? So they kind of combine. And so that's exactly what's happening here. Now, the issue that we're having is the fact that there's other eruptions and other CMEs coming right at us. So that is, not only we're going to get hit with this, the other things are going to happen also. So that's, you know, that's probably why these things are getting pushed up a little bit stronger right now. And I know I probably sound a little excited, and I'm not scared. Don't be scared. This is nothing to be like all crazy about, okay? Don't ever be scared about anything I talk to you guys about. But when we see G2 and G3 being forecasted, yeah, it's cool. It gets me moving, and it gets me, you know, I get interested in it because it's something we don't typically see a whole lot of. At least we haven't yet this sun cycle. But again, we've had a lot of flares. I mean, you know, I take you back here because look at all these flares. Bam, 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 bam. It's just rapid fire. So if we go over here to ISWA, I can show you here on the 94. And I don't think I updated this one yet. I didn't. Okay, well, this one I might have. Let's just go ahead and update it and let it roll. How about that? Hey, Darren Huckabee. Good to see you. But, you know, this one here shows a pretty good view of the 211 here shows a pretty good view of the coronal hole. But yeah, this is the most recent eruption, and it's coming at us. So, I mean, and the reason why is because of its location. Okay? The location of this sunspot is right in front of us. I mean, it doesn't get more right in front of you than right there. Okay, I guess it could be a touch north if you wanted to be that picky about it, but that's what you're seeing there. And bam, bam. You see what it's doing? It is a continuous flare player here. Okay? And it's important to understand that because it's not stopping. It's still unstable. It's still flaring. Plus, we have other sunspots that are doing their thing. So, this thing actually has the potential to get into X-class flare. And I think I mentioned that yesterday. But let's look at the magnetism here on it. This will show you how unstable it actually is, because what we don't want to see, well, I hate to use the don't and do and all that, because what's good for one is bad for the other, and what's bad for one is good for the other, right? But what I'm saying is the flares happen when the positive and negative get real close to each other. When it starts incorporating and these sunspots become very, very complex, that's when they fire off stuff. All right? You got that right, Ripper. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. I won't say that. I won't say those words out loud here, but yeah, I agree. That's an awesome analogy, by the way. Good joke. So, look, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just do this. We're going to watch this thing go through here. Okay? And we're going to see it, watch it morph really quick. And you see the red. Those are positives and the blues are negatives. Okay? Notice how the positives kind of surround that. And we are right there right now. Okay? So these things are really close to one another. This thing is going to continue to flare. And if you didn't really understand what you were kind of looking at, you might look at this one and think this is worse. It's not. It's just bigger in size. Notice how all the negatives over here and all the positives over here. If this thing was right in the middle, it would be doing what this is doing. Okay? So when you're trying to find a positive and negative, obviously they attract one another, right? So when that's happening, that's what's happening. Bam, bam. It's like an electrical short, if you want to go like some sort of different analogy there. But you definitely can see that. It's so what we're going to be looking at, and I'm just going to go through this really, really quick. Like, we're going to be looking at a G3, most likely, possibly higher. We don't know yet. And it could actually possibly come in lower. We don't know that either. So I want to say that also. But that would put us at a G3 is a 7 on the KP. It's kind of the, they consider that a strong geomagnetic storm. That's the beginning of a strong geomagnetic storm. But if it does, push higher, obviously I'm going to be on here talking about it. So, but again, for people that don't understand space weather whatsoever, and this is your first time watching, go look at this model. This is the Aurora model. This is, in my opinion, this is one of the best ways to show a new person that doesn't know anything about space weather what space weather does. This is your northern lights, okay? So what you're looking at, when this thing gets a little bit more intense, obviously that's more aurora, right? What's causing it? Well, it is these storms I'm talking about coming in. They excite the molecules when they come in, and when they go back to their more stable state, as they're trying to get back to there, they put off this glow. Now, they stay up here. That's why they call them northern lights, and they have southern lights also. I think they call it, what is it, Australia Borealis or something like that. But you'll see these closer to the poles, typically. When we get these bigger storms, it starts to come down towards what we call mid-latitude. Okay, they're talking about seeing it, in Idaho and Oregon, all the way down through here. Okay, with the G3. And chances are it could get down into Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Northern California, all down through here, right? So that's really the chance that they have right now. So my suggestion to new people that don't know anything about space weather is to watch this. And if this thing starts to show you, because right now it's showing nothing, hardly any. Okay, so if you don't know what else to look at, come over here and look at the Aurora model. And as a matter of fact, I'll just put this link in the chat. By the way, just to put this out here, the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center, which is where you're at right here on this is where I got you. They changed something about their page. So you have to, if you had a shortcut on your computer and it says page not found, you have to go back into their dashboard and go down and find the link again. They've done something there. So I think they changed some security values or something. But anybody that looks at this on a regular basis, just know that that's happened. It's still there. It's just you got to go re-up your shortcut. Refresh your shortcut, I should say. But anyway, if you see this thing start to really get big and intense and show red colors, there you have it. Okay, you're getting storms. And that's a really easy way to tell people, hey, you know, we're getting hit with solar wind, space weather, CMEs, all the stuff we talk about. Now, a flare ain't going to cause it. That's just X-ray. Here and gone, really, really quick. Notice that they're saying radio blackout chances are still the same. 30%. What that means is that they don't anticipate that sunspot I showed you guys to be slowing down hardly at all. And, you know, and there's also a chance that these could actually start to destabilize and they would start firing off stuff too. So always keep that in mind. But their forecasting is not to slow down. So that's what I would say, you know. Hey, Pamela, what's going on? Man. All right. So, hey, Linda. It's all right. Good to see you, Linda. Hey, Stacy Michael. It's good to see you. Hey, Dillard. All right. So, I'm going to show you guys seeds here real quick, and then I'm going to actually end this stream because I am going to be calling over on Marf here in a few minutes. If you guys don't know who Marf is, please come over and check us out. Hey, Flamin', good to see you, brother. Love you. Off the hook. Yeah. Vegas with all the flooding and stuff. That's crazy. Hey, Trash. All right. So, let's go to the 13th. This is kind of when it all started. This is from our view, okay? We had a small eruption here. You'll see it here in just a second. It's coming right there. Nothing big, but that wasn't huge. Now, here's the biggest first one, okay? This one here is definitely going to, one that fires off here to the right. We are going to get hit with that one, okay? You can see it halo out. Plus another eruption was there. Let's go to the 14th. Again, two more bigger ones coming from that same sunspot. So, yeah. And then the 16th. I mean, I could just pick a day, guys. Look. Honestly. Look at that. It's all the same spot because it's all coming from the same sunspot. The majority of it is. Okay, there are other little small flares going on other parts of the sun. But for now, we're sticking with that. So, I mean, I guess we could go look at it on Stereo A. I don't know if it's going to... They've been having problems getting data on Stereo A. I don't know what the deal is with that. This is our side view, and I'll pause this. This is on the 16th. This is that last bigger eruption I just showed you guys. Earth is over here. So this one does look like it could clip us. It might sail a little to the south, but that just is what it is. So, yeah. Is it possible for one CME to... Yes, that's actually part... Mr., I guess that's your name? Yeah, Mr. That is, it's called a Cannibal CME. That's what I named the video. And what happens is the CME catches up with the other one and they kind of combine into one. So we will go here and show you that again. It's right here. And this is spaceweather.com, guys. Come go to Dr. Phillips, his page, some love, please. They do a great job. It's in my description box. I will actually put that in my live chat real quick. Guys, when somebody else does the work, if you guys are running channels out there, give them the credit, would you? Please, just be respectful. You know, yeah, you could probably get away with this coming over here, showing this page, and like, if you do any kind of commentary over top of it, it falls under fair use. But why be a jerk? Give the people the credit that they deserve when they do this stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway. So, yeah. That's all the creators out there. If you guys are doing that, don't take credit for something you didn't do. Or don't put it out there as if you figured it out and don't, like, say, hey, this isn't my stuff. Just saying. Hey, Alfred K. Phillips, good evening. Good to see you. Good to see you. But, yeah. It's definitely, I mean, this is just good work. It really is, guys. And again, I'm not going to show the whole page and everything because I don't like to do that. I want you guys to go over and check them out. If you guys need like a quick, like, bam, just a real quick update, come over here. It's all right here. You know, it gives you the sunspot numbers, how the latest, biggest flare, the 6-hour max. Hey, Kenley. So, yeah, I mean, it's all there. It's just a really cool little hub, and he does a really good job. And when stuff happens, even like in the middle of the night, it updates. And you can sign up here too. Never miss another geomagnetic storm. You can sign up for alerts. I think that's a pay alert, but that's worth it. I think it's really, really cheap. Can't remember how much it is. I watch this stuff constantly, so that's why I don't do it, or I would. But I suggest all you guys go over and do something like that, because it'll send an alert right to your phone. But yeah, so what can we expect? Well, let's see what we can expect with the G3, because we don't talk about that a whole lot, because we don't get a whole lot of them, or we haven't yet this sun cycle. Let's see here. There it is. So we'll go to G3 real quick. Okay, voltage corrections may be required. False alarms triggered on some protection devices. That would be like your bigger GFCI trip outs. Probably nothing in your house. Okay, we're talking like, you know, electrical lines and stuff. I don't know. I guess maybe on the off chance, I guess it could. Depends on how far north you are. Spacecraft operations. This is where it really starts to affect them pretty decent. Surface charging may occur on satellite components. Drag may increase on low Earth orbit satellites. What that means is the density increases around the satellites, so it causes more friction and drag. So they actually start falling out of their orbit. So they have to make adjustments to keep them there. All right. And this is G3. You know, as we move up, stuff gets a little hard. You know, a little more hardcore. Intermittent satellite navigation and low frequency radio navigation problems may occur. High frequency radio may be intermittent. Aurora has been seen as low as Illinois and Oregon, just like I was talking about there. Typically 50-degree geomagnetic latitude. Basically your 50-degree latitude line. That's kind of the cutoff point for a G3. Now that's just a baseline. You can get down further. It may be for a little further north. You don't. I mean, but they have to have like a baseline to go off of. So that's what we're looking at here, guys. Now, if you don't know what surface charging is, I don't have time to explain it tonight, but please Google it. Surface charging. This becomes an issue sometimes, especially for people on the ISS and stuff. So check that out. But again, guys, this is nothing to be afraid of. Don't be afraid of this at all. Please, just watch it, pay attention, and hopefully everybody, you know, just pays attention and can see it. And what'll happen to you, because that's what happened to me. I used to be like, oh my gosh, what is this? So I started educating myself at least a little bit on it, and started understanding it's nothing to be afraid of. But it's most definitely something to pay attention to. Because again, it's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when the next big one will hit. You know, I've been talking about that a lot. A lot of these papers are coming out now, you know, talking about an X100 flare, 70% chance of that in the next 30 years, and a 99% chance of that in the next 100 years. That should tell you something. Anybody sitting on their butt, not doing anything to prep or anything like that, may be having some issues when stuff like that happens. And, you know, Ripper's in here. Go talk to him. I promise you, go over to his channel and check him out. But anyway, guys, I am going to go ahead and pop off. I'll be over on Marfugal tonight. Come check us out over there. I guess I could go there real quick and see if there's a link or anything. You guys know who Marfugal is. You guys can do it, I'm sure. He might be in my description. But also, guys, come check us out over on the Lifeboat. That's my second channel. We deal with addiction recovery. Please come check us out over there. You won't regret it. We're doing some pretty good work over there. No, there's no judgment, none of that stuff over there. A lot of you guys are here from there right now. So the Lifeboat, please check us out. It's in my description box too. So I am going to go ahead and pop off here. Hope you guys come check me out on Marfugal later on. It'll probably be here fairly shortly. So anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves, and